Well, the 2026 Republican State Convention is in the bag. And what we did was some pretty good stuff. And it's time for some straight talk about the platform. That's right, it's that time again. I'm Bunker Bob Steinhagen, and this is The Bunker Bob Show. Greetings, thrill seekers, music lovers, conversationalists from across the fruited plains of the great state of Texas. I am your host, Bunker Bob Steinhagen, bringing you an hour of unfiltered, unadulterated, and unapologetic conservatism. And I am grateful to have you with me today. I'm broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and that is, of course, I am basically coming to you from a hotel room high above the George R. Brown Convention Center, which is where the convention took place and closed today. And today was the final day, and this is the day that really matters, because this is the day today. On Saturday is the time that we really debate the platform, and which is exactly what we did. And so today I'm going to basically give you an update and kind of give you the inside scoop on what happened with the platform, where we are, and kind of what it looks like, because there are some good things that have happened in it and that you kind of want to know. And so I'm going to break it down, what changes since 2024, and this is the fun part, how our own Rockwall County helped write it. Here is where we're headed tonight. First, the big picture, how this platform stacks up against 2024. Then the 8 biggest changes you need to know. After that, what got cut and what is brand new. Then we get local. How many of Rockwall's 233 resolutions actually made it in? And we will cover what did not make it. And we will close with what it all means for the next legislative session. So stick with me. So let me just set the table. And the 2026 platform is bigger, about 286 planks, up from roughly 252 2 years ago. Same 8 major sections, but the party added a net 34 new planks. This is not a teardown, it's an expansion. They even added new subsections under state affairs for pro-life issues, land use, and state governance. Now, the backbone is the same. There is just more meat on that bone. One quick ground rule so nobody gets confused. Plank numbers change every single cycle. A plank that was number 50 last time might be number 56 this time, even if not one word changed. So tonight, we compare by topic and by wording, not by number. We track 3 things: what dropped, what is brand new, and what got rewritten. So keep those 3 buckets in mind all night, all right? So section 1, what actually changed from 2024. There are 8 headline shifts, and this is where the platform really sharpens its teeth, so let's get into it. Here are the 8 at a glance: predatory gambling, IVF and fertility, immigration, election integrity, foreign law and Sharia, Israel and foreign affairs, government accountability, and conscience protections alongside COVID. Now, we'll take them one at a time, and so we start with number 1, gambling. Now, in 2024, the platform mostly just opposed casino expansion and that goofy, fuzzy animal 8-liner loophole. In 2026, they have renamed it predatory gambling and went line by line. Regional casinos, online and mobile casinos, sports betting, prediction markets, slots, phone and computer wagering. The party went from a general anti-casino stance to naming every modern form of online and predatory gambling. As you can see, the gloves really came off. Number 2, and this is a big one, IVF and fertility. In 2024, we had a dignity of human embryos plank, pretty general. In 2026, the platform now calls to regulate the entire assisted reproduction industry, opposes public funding for procedures that destroy embryonic life, and yes, that includes IVF, and requires reporting on how embryos are created and stored. This is one of the most significant new positions in the whole document. Now, I expect this one to make the news. Number 3, immigration, hardened across the board. In the 2024 border planks are all still there. Border funding in the sanctuary cities, but 2026 stacks more on top. A standalone opposition to amnesty plank. No commercial driver license for foreign drivers and resolution backing the largest deportation operation in American history. They did not soften anything. They piled on. Number 4, election integrity, basically rewritten. 2024 had the basics. Close primary voter ID, support the Electoral College. 2026 adds real machinery. A ban on ranked choice voting, proof of citizenship to register, making the Secretary of State an elected office, plus new candidate qualification and campaign finance planks. This is one of the most expanded sections in the entire platform. Number 5, don't Sharia my Texas, a big deal. In 2024, this was a single, quiet, no foreign law plank. In 2026, it's a flagship resolution tied directly to legislative priorities, and it reaches into schools, immigration, and the courts. A one-liner became a marquee theme. And at some of the lunch and learns that they had, they were some of the largest attended that they had, the Don't Sharia My Texas. And I can tell you from the congressional luncheon that took place today to the prayer breakfast this morning to the gala last night, some of the theme was Don't Sharia My Texas. This is a big deal, and I will tell you, we had two people who came in as part of the delegation that basically were part of this Sharia mindset, and they got excoriated from the floor, not just from the floor, but also from the chair themselves. And while they were not dismissed out of hand, the chair, Abraham George, actually said to those two individuals, we had 4,300 delegates on the floor at the time. He basically said to those two individuals, if you haven't figured out that you are not welcome here, let me make it more clear. The Democrat convention is coming in a couple of weeks. So there was no uncertain terms. The issue, the Islamification of America, what has become very, very clear for a lot of us. A lot of people are concerned about what they're seeing all over England, for instance, and other foreign lands, where Islamification has basically taken more than a foothold. Well, people have taken notice, and we don't want that to happen here, which is why it has taken such a major part of this platform. Number 6, Israel and foreign affairs got reorganized. The old regional planks, Middle East, North Africa, and India, Western Pacific, Europe, were broken up. In their place, a new support of the Jewish people plank, an expanded standalone Israel plank, and a new vital trade routes plank, sharper and more specific. And I will tell you, there was a floor fight for someone today that someone wanted to eliminate one of these planks altogether, and the floor fight was not even close. There were people who wanted to get rid of this kind of wording, and that got quashed very handily. And I'm very pleased to say that we have kept it right where it needs to be and right in place. Number 7, accountability. 2024 had one broad dereliction of duty plank. 2026 breaks it into several sharper enforceable ones, ending our limited government immunity, prosecutorial accountability, duly authorized courts of law, even a diminished capacity defense plank. The theme is making positions actually stick, and clearly this is one that I care about, and because if the district attorney of Rockwall County had simply done her job and filed charges against the mayor, Keith Short, and the city council members, Trudy Westner, Norm Willis, Dan Tucker, for violating the Texas Open Meetings Act, when they allowed a developer to go into their executive session. I wrote it down as I've said time and again for when they went in, when they came out, it was an hour and 31 minutes. But regardless if it was 2 minutes, the district attorney should have filed charges, and that whatever decisions they made on that development should have been rescinded, should have been stopped, but it wasn't. And so there was no recourse. I had no recourse to go. And everyone else, no one else. We could not go to the Attorney General's office because the law prohibits the Attorney General from stepping in. Well, what Republicans are saying is when you have district attorneys who don't do their job, the Attorney General should be able to step in and hold those district attorneys accountable and do the job that the district attorneys won't. So clearly, this is one of the big ones that I was looking forward to seeing move forward. Now, number 8, conscience protections got much broader, and COVID got retired. The old modest conscience clause is now a greatly expanded conscience protections plank, and that jobs are essential COVID plank gone. The whole COVID response section is empty now. Those principles moved into a much stronger medical freedom plank. Section 2, what got dropped? 9 subjects from 2024 did not make the cut. But heads up, a lot of stuff that looks dropped was just renamed, and we will clear that up in a minute. Now, first batch of cuts, concurrent majority, the one that would have made statewide candidates win a majority of counties, gone. Dereliction of duty as a standalone, gone, though pieces survived elsewhere. The COVID jobs are essential plank, gone, and vehicle taxes and inspections, which set EV road fees and ended personal vehicle safety inspections, also gone. More that did not carry forward: the call to repeal the educational obscenity exemption, the dependent adult children parental rights plank, the Austin-specific management plank, the standalone bathroom and locker room privacy plank, and the secure medical records plank. That last one got folded into medical freedom. And remember, a lot of missing planks were just renamed, and that is next. Section 3, what is brand new? Around 40 planks that did not exist in 2024. Here are the ones that matter most. On liberty and the economy, a right to repair plank, a ban on automated license plate readers, home ownership protection limiting big corporate buyers of single-family homes, a market-based fix for doctor shortage, a no backdoor deal transparency plank, and a new synthetic THC plank. Good, tangible stuff. On life, family, and education, the Child First Conception Act, the new ethical fertility care plank we just talked about, care for women promoted up into the platform body, a ban on government school NDAs that hide misconduct, new education, innovation, and ed tech planks, and make Texas classrooms great again. On government, courts, and elections, a standalone opposition to amnesty plank, new candidate qualifications and campaign finance planks, planks to end immunity and hold prosecutors accountable, a defund woke and weaponized government plank, and a stronger Public Information Act. Now, don't get fooled. These did not disappear. They just got new names or got merged. Gambling became predatory gambling. Gold and silver became currency choice. Social media freedom became digital communication freedom. Welfare reform became public assistance accountability. Carbon tax got merged into the environment plank. So if somebody tells you that the party gutted the platform, not so fast. All right, here is the part I'm proudest of. Section 4. Rockwall County. We brought 233 resolutions to Houston, and it's funny because our new Rockwall County chair cornered me, and she said, promise me this, that we won't see as many planks as we did last time. And it wasn't that she's against a lot of resolutions. Her concern is that we are that our county convention is just getting so long and arduous. what I promised her was that I would probably be bringing more planks before the Rockwall County, because the more planks that Rockwall County brings, and other counties as well, the better, because especially if we're trying to get something passed, and that's important, because the platform committee looks at that and says, hey, there's 8 or 10 counties that have all signed on to this resolution. We need to make sure that it's in the plank. That's why it's so important, and that's why Rockwall County, when we put our heads together on this, we're going to be putting probably more planks ahead, but most of them will be agreeable and will be able to pass by unanimous consent. The issue for our new chair is she doesn't want to bog down the county convention, and I think that's a good idea, and I think that's a good principle to stand on. Let's not bog things down. Let's make sure that what we're doing is worthwhile, and so I assured her that we would do that. The other thing that I also said is and have been pining for, is to be a part of in 2028 to be on the platform committee at the state level. So hopefully Donna and Bruce will take that into consideration, and I will finally be back on the state platform committee, but who knows? Time will tell. It's been 10 years. For the last 10 years, I have been asking our SREC member from Rockwall to put me on the state platform committee, and for the last 8 years, or 10 years, last 5 conventions, they've said no. So I guess we'll see, right? We shall see. All right, so let's go back now. Let's see how we did in Rockwall County. Now, here is the scorecard of our 233 resolutions. 150 were captured. Their intent made it into the platform, okay? So it doesn't mean they're word for word, and I'll kind of go through that in a minute. That's 64%. Another 48 were partially captured. The idea got in, but not the whole ask. And 35 did not make it. Added up, about 85% of what Rockwall brought landed, at least in part. For one county, that's a serious showing. Some of our wins on the Constitution, courts, and taxpayers: repealing the 17th Amendment. Take that, Lauren Lectie. My good friend. Yeah, but hey, I'm gonna let Lauren know. Because he didn't stay for platform today. I'm going to let you know you got to win as well. So you got a loss and you got to win. So it's not all bad news for you, brother. Eminent domain reimbursements, so landowners get their fees back. Abolishing civil assets forfeiture. A full ban on taxpayer-funded lobbying. Eliminated property taxes, which became a top legislative priority, by the way. And the Article 5, Convention of the States. Thank goodness we didn't have to fight that nonsense again, because this was a minority report in 2024. It is not one this time, and the good thing is Eric Hatfield was waiting by the microphone if someone had tried to get rid of it. The Article 5 group did a great job this time, and they made sure that they were ready to debate if it came up, but it didn't. So we had no floor fight, and it's nice and clean. So here we go. So those were big ones. Now, on life, family, and elections, defunding Planned Parenthood, protecting kids' biological sex, and banning ranked choice voting, proof of citizenship to vote, also, by the way, a legislative priority. Closed primaries and ending fetal tissue harvesting, which matched our language almost word for word. And on immigration, energy, and local control, support for mass deportation, ending sanctuary cities, no in-state tuition for illegal aliens, future-proofing Texas energy with advanced nuclear, water districts, residents' rights, that 1,000-foot rule we pushed, and banning foreign ownership of Texas land. Folks, this was the big one. We made some huge strides on the platform, and had to work behind the curtains, if you will, to try and work with other members of the platform committee and the legislative priority committee and we're able to get the mud the mud planks strengthened, so that not only does our plank say that the county commissioners have the right, or should have the right to basically review it, but also to approve it. That was the big one. That the quote unquote property rights folks were saying they didn't want to go to, but we finally got them there. It was a lot of work. Richard Henson did a great job on legislative priorities, by the way, and we got it where it needed to be. The other thing is, on the platform committee, we had some the platform committee that kind of made this happen. The subcommittee that made this happen, the chair of that committee, I'm not going to call people out, their names out, because I don't want them to get attacked by people who may get mad. But that platform committee, the subcommittee, they did an amazing job. They wrote things in that I didn't think were going to be possible, but they all said they are. They don't like MUDs, and so far we didn't talk to anyone who liked MUDs. So municipal utility districts, their ability to just run roughshod over Texas, I think, is coming to an end, and I guess we're going to see how that plays out in the legislature. But I guess time will tell, right? Okay, so and on so we've gone through immigration. Now the closed but not quite pile, 48 of them. Okay, things like opening the bar exam to all citizens. Here you go, Lauren. All right, Lauren Lecty. He and I fought on this one at the county convention. I won. And he didn't, but at the state level he got it. He basically they really watered this one down. It was a shame, and it was at a time when I was basically doing something else. I think it was over at Legislative Priorities when they really worked on this. So I missed that, and so I couldn't be a part of it. And again, you just can't get all wins, but. They watered this down, and I know Lauren and all the attorneys that are around love that. But they reformed the bar, but did not go that far. Early voting got cut to 3 days, not eliminated. Tenure got reformed to merit-based instead of abolished. And on contribution limits, we wanted a cap. The platform leans the other way toward repealing limits. And the idea got in, just not the whole ask. And here is what fell short. 35 resolutions, mostly in 3 clusters. Election administration seems like banning private election funding and barring non-citizen poll workers. Party and platform rule items, clean hand rule, that's dead. So I will not be bringing that back up. Defunding non-compliant candidates, electing county chairs. And a group of anti-Islam measures like stopping mosque construction. Those did not get in. These are fights to bring back next time, possibly. So what is the bottom line? 3 things. 1, this was an expansion, not an overhaul. 2, the enforcement is the theme. The party wants its positions to actually stick. And 3, Rockwall punched way above its weight, about 85% landing in full or in part, which folks, that is a huge win that we need to really celebrate, because a lot of great things happened at the convention this year. Legislative priorities were really kind of, we voted on those, so we're going to see where those land. But I do think that one of those legislative priorities is going to be focused on special districts like MUDs and things like that so many of us have just had enough of, and obviously yours truly, because of certain developers in that as well. Got some great stories for those of you who want to hang around sometime and we can all talk and share our thoughts. It was a great delegation from Rockwall. We had a great time. Everyone worked well together. We all laughed a lot, and there wasn't any crying this time. We all felt like we left here better than when we came in. So I hope that that's encouraging to you, because it sure is encouraging to me. So I guess I'll see you next time when you come back to the Bunker Bob Show. It'll be about a week before I come back on because I gotta get this. We're getting the studio back up and running, and so that just takes a little bit of time. But I'll see you probably the following week. So I hope you have a great night, and we will see you next time. Blessings.